Can you make my head not look so big? What are you putting the wide angle on for? What was the question? I don't feel comfortable. I am Dale Box. I've been here since I was 18 and a half. I'm 59 now, so 40 years. That's all. Growing up, I always wanted to be a police officer or a firefighter, helping people. That's the way my dad brought us up, to help people. I was going to college back in '77 after high school. My older brother was a good friend with John Kazart. They were best friends growing up. They lived up the street from us. John had been in the fire service for a couple of years already. And he let my older brother know that their fire department was hiring. Filled out an application, took a test. They had 20-some people take the test. 13 passed the test, they hired 6. So I had to go in front of the fire board. They interviewed us, which I found out later on the fire board was a guy my dad knew from the lumber business for the last 40-some years. Old man Brookard called the house and he said, "Is this Lewis?" Because I've always went by Dale, but I always filled my name out, Lewis Dale Box. And he said, "Well, Lewis, you got hired." And my dad says, "You want to talk to Junior?" And he said, "Oh yeah, tell him that he's hired." He said, "Wouldn't you rather tell him yourself?" So he told me to start January 2nd. Grove started January 1st. He had a day of seniority on me. So I started January 2nd at 8 o'clock at Station 1. First shift was Captain McClurg, Station 1B. We actually had 2 captains. We had an extra captain in the system, only on B shift, only at Station 1. So we had 2 captains and a lieutenant. Roger Gray was my lieutenant. Jim Rob McKenzie was the second captain. But we ran 2 engines, 420 and 421, and we ran an ambulance. And it basically was cross staff, like what we do now. And then from we were at Station 1 for I don't know how many years. Then Jim Rob got moved and I got moved down to Station 2. We actually worked on our trucks, they were easier to work on because less electronics. I mean, I remember working on, helping rebuild starters and part of the pumps and governors and stuff, and it's like we did all that back then. Might not got fixed completely, but 100%, but we did all that. Numerous years later, when Chief Runacini, who just died, gave a safety seminar, because we wore long pants or long coats with 3/4 boots, so wading boots. And he gave the safety seminar showing all these guys with burnt butts and their crotches burnt from when they're crawling into the fires, getting steamed or actually burnt. We had fireball gloves. And fireball gloves, if you go to Home Depot or Menards or any of those places, are gloves that look like somebody dipped them into rubber. Before the seminar with Runacini, I actually bought the first fire gloves you saw in Firehouse magazine designed for firefighting. And so I had those, and then after we saw the stuff that Runacini presented, a lot of us start wearing our bunker pants all the time because these guys had career-ending injuries, and so that didn't look like it was any fun. It's a lot different nowadays what we do compared to what we did back then. And back when I first started, they had so many practical jokes. There's a famous Dale up on the roof thing. There were storms coming in. You always hear stories that there was no storms coming in. The storms were way out west. And they were coming in. It said been 2 or 3 hours, but my captain said, you need to go up there for a tornado. Watch for tornadoes. I told him I wasn't going up there. He said, well, go up there, go home. So I took 2 chairs, went up there and slept. We did anywhere from bottle rockets to shooting. We shot guns for many years, 10, 15 years after that, down in the basement. Black powder weapons. We turn all the lights off and you could it'd shoot out a 4-foot flame or shooting compound bows downstairs. It's a whole different, that was a long time ago. But you can't do that anymore for some reason. Things have changed. You just got to go with the changes and not fight changes. I mean, you got to welcome changes. And even when we go down to the training center, welcome whatever they want you to do. If it's the EMS training or the fire side of it. Yeah, we all want to be firefighters, but 82% of our job is EMS. We see too much stuff. Stuff not as bad as military, sometimes as bad as military. We see stuff that you shouldn't see. It could be a simple call as a code blue or a simple call as of an arm fracture. You just seen 10 of those in a row. You can't see anymore. You haven't dumped all that stuff out of your system yet. You haven't dumped all that information, all the stuff you saw, all those photos and all that. You haven't dumped it yet. You haven't had time to do it. And so you need to talk to somebody. Ask for help. We have lots of help. Captain and battalion chiefs will get you lined up with somebody who's even more qualified than the team is. If you don't know how to dump it early in your career, you're not going to last. And it's going to affect you the rest of your life. So you need to dump the bad stuff out of your brain. Experience to me is everything. And somebody asked me today why I wear my stars on my winter jacket, my rain jacket. I don't have gold, but I have stars. Knowledge without experience is just information, Mark Twain. That's on my locker. The more experience you get, the more knowledge you get. Not saying you're going to be smarter, but you get more knowledge. So you have another thing you put on your bookshelf of life that you can draw from. And if you don't have much on your bookshelf of life, you're not going to be very knowledgeable. So every time you go on a call, you get experience. If it's an automatic alarm, you get an experience. If it's a kid with a cut finger, next time you run a cut finger, you know what you want to do. Captain Donnie Doan told me, he said, before you leave, I want you to do a complete computer dump of your brain so these guys will know what you know. It's weird that I became the old guy because I was the new guy. Not too long ago, it seems like. I feel I'm blessed that they haven't asked me to leave a long time ago. I mean, I was lucky to be one of 23 and, you know, 6 got hired out of 13. I was blessed to get that, and I figured they'd asked me to leave a long time ago, but you know, I must have been doing something good, so. I've sent all 4 sons through college. I've had the same wife for 36 years, gonna keep her, hopefully. Hopefully she'll keep me after retirement. I haven't owed anybody any money since I was 45, I'm 59 now, so 14 years. I've been debt-free, and not too many jobs can you go and do that and be debt-free and at 59. I know some retirees that still owe it on their house. The only payment I have is a brand new red pickup truck, and that'll be paid off sometime in December. So. I won't miss the fire department per se. I will miss interacting with everybody on this department. I want to hear what goes on with your family. You know, how you doing, you know? If you lost your mom and dad, you know, I want to know that. You know, John Kazart just lost his daughter. I was there with my family. I want to know, you know, that's the sad thing is I won't be connected and talking to everybody, per se, so. I'm at Station 4, the busiest station out there, and even if I don't run calls, if I'm driving the truck sometimes I'm on the truck, other times I'm driving the engine. You're waking up every time someone goes on a call. So, not anymore after December 1st. I will probably turn that part of my pager off. I won't have to listen to that anymore. Hopefully prepared as well as I could, and hopefully we can go on down the road with the rest of our lives. You know, I see some of the brand new guys, and it's like, they're like, let me get that hose for you. It's like, dude, I'm still kicking. I told John Francis, I'm like, man, you stole that from my playbook when he had his little interview with you. Trying to learn something every day. I've always said that. I've said it for 40 freaking years. That was before John was born. You gotta learn every time you go out there. And I'm hopefully trying to learn how you will not screw me up on this interview.